Welcome to the Hope for the World Christmas event. We are so glad that you're joining us virtually online. My name is Caroline Tomlin, and I'm the chairman of the board for Hope for the World. I've been a supporter and encourager of Hope for the World for many years. I believe in its mission and the way that it impacts teens and kids across the ocean in Albania. How neat is it that you get to be a part of it too? Tonight, or this morning, or whenever you're watching this video, you get to take part in watching videos of worship and singing by Jim and Melissa Brady. They're award-winning music artists in the Christian world. So you're gonna have a special treat as you listen to that. In the meantime, take a minute and donate at this link below. Help bring Christmas to some teens and some kids in orphanages and support us throughout the next year for 2023. If you don't wanna do that, maybe you wanna also purchase a little bit of swag. Maybe you want to have a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or a hat that you can wear saying that you support Hope for the World. Merry Christmas.
Her son weak and dying hung there on a tree, broken and weeping. She knelt at his feet. Yet through all the suffering, who would believe? He'd cry out to a friend to look after her needs.
Peter denied him not once but 3 times, then went into hiding the day that he died. But Jesus arose, and all were surprised when he said to tell Peter that I am alive. No wonder we call him our Savior. No wonder our hearts sing his praise. What concern and compassion he offers to those who lift up his name. No wonder we call him our Savior, for the same love he showed hasn't changed.
are Hope for the World. For 30 years, Hope for the World has answered the call of God to help the orphans and the people of Albania. As a result, Hope for the World has impacted the lives of over 11,000 orphans and countless others through various ministries. Our humble beginnings started in 1992 as we assisted our first school-age orphanage in the capital city of Albania. We began providing necessary essentials like food, heat, clothing. We repaired buildings, beds, plumbing, and laundry equipment. We held Bible studies for children. We celebrated their birthdays, and then we went on to repeat these ministries in now 8 orphanages that span the entire country of Albania. But the ministry doesn't stop there. Yes, 11,000 is the number of children we've impacted in the orphanages, but this number does not compare to the lives of the people we've been able to serve in the country. We have established elderly centers and churches. We have brought food and clothing to gypsy communities. We have delivered food to the poor. We've provided our Hope Center to raise up teenagers and gave them a place to grow and be discipled, to study, and to further their education. Every year, the ministries of Hope for the World are growing and expanding in ways we would have never dreamed imaginable. Just this past year, we've partnered with Samaritan's Purse, distributing Operation Christmas Child boxes throughout all of Albania. We began serving and loving the Afghan and Ukrainian refugees that sought safety in Albania. But most importantly, we continue to be consistent in the daily lives of our kids in the orphanages. When social workers, friends, and even siblings are constantly moved around the country, Hope for the World staff are the friendly, loving faces that they see every day, something that in the life of an orphan is irreplaceable. Yes, we rescue from poverty, reveal purpose for their lives through Christ, and we restore hope for a better future in life. God provides through ordinary people like you and me, so we are able to continue to serve. That's who Hope for the World is. Join us. Merry Christmas, everybody, and we thank you for joining us tonight for this very special event with Hope for the World. It's been 30 years. It's hard to believe that, but 30 years has passed, and a lot of lives have been touched. And a lot of that is because of you. The ones that are viewing this right now have had such an important part of bringing hope into the lives of so many orphans.
So with the Pearl anniversary, it means long-lasting, solid, and a strong bond. And Hope for the World being there for 30 years and working with the government and doing what we said we were going to do and to fulfill that. And then we've had a solid bond with our donors for 30 years. We have people that go back all the way 30 years that have been supporting that entire time. So we thank you for that. And we just have a wonderful relationship with our Albanian staff, and we're family with them. So 30 years, we thank you so much for being with us for those 30 years.
Yeah, it's amazing that my parents, Roger and Sheree Mullins, when they stepped into this work all the way back in 1993, I don't think they realized, I know we didn't realize, that that work would not just catch on in their life and that would be their life's work, but it ended up making it to the second generation, and now even to the third generation within our family. So not only has it changed the life of the orphans in Albania, it completely has changed the lives of our family and our children and our grandchildren now. So we're so grateful to be a part of such a life-giving work.
That,
yeah, what's difficult is when, people come up to me and say, all right, tell me about Hope for the World. How do you do what I just did right
in a few sentences?
Yeah, I mean, you can't talk about all that we're doing, and of course, that's what. So you have to get to the main point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We rescue from poverty, reveal purpose for their lives, and restore hope for their future.
And so one of the best things that I got to be a part of was I took my dad over after his stroke to our 25th anniversary. We get there downtown. They had it at this beautiful outdoor hotel that used to not even, these kind of places didn't exist when Dad got involved. And people start coming, and I don't know more than half, of course, of these people. I'm seeing these people and they're all coming up and hugging Dad, and Dad knows who they are. I don't know who they are.
You saw firsthand his impact.
Yeah.
Yes.
Government person after government person.
Yeah.
After director of orphanage for 10 years here and 7 years over here, and coming and hugging. And then the head of social services got up to speak for the country of Albania. And she made the statement. She said, "We stand here today honoring Hope for the World because they've not just changed the lives of our kids, they've impacted the entire country of Albania. All because one man, he and his wife said yes at an age when they should have been looking towards retirement. God birthed the greatest ministry and the greatest impact that he was going to have in this life at closer to the end of his career life. Yeah. There I stand by this silent man now, realizing that a country had been changed.
Wow.
Because one man said yes.
I sure will be blessed when we all gather around in heaven one day, that throne, and we see all these wonderful Albanian orphans in the crowd. You know what I believe? It's going to be worth it. It's really going to be worth it.
And so that's what God did with Hope for the World in us, teaching us and really helping us settle in that this is God's work and we get to be a part of it.
Yeah.
As long as I'm obedient, then that's all he's asking.
Hey everybody, hope you're having a great time with us tonight on our online Christmas of Hope event. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Nick and this is my wife Olivia, and we are the creative directors of Hope for the World. But not only that, we also got to live in Albania for 6 months, being ministered to by the ministers that Hope for the World has, ministering to the kids, and just all around getting to be a part of the mission field and getting to see what the day-to-day life is like.
Yeah, honestly, it's an experience that Nick and I will cherish and hold dear forever, and we really made family over there, and we can't wait to go back. I think one of the most important things that we learned as a couple is both of us have been serving in ministry for a long time, but we were able to operate in the giftings that we already knew and were comfortable with. And when we were over in Albania, a lot of those opportunities were stripped away because of a language barrier. And so we had to figure out what it meant to serve people outside of our giftings and find out if we were able to show the love of Jesus just through our actions and not necessarily through song or through speaking. Or being able to have one-on-one conversations with people because that language barrier made that hard. So that was probably one of the most important lessons that we could have learned in ministry, was being over there and not being able to use the giftings that we were already so comfortable using.
Yeah, like Olivia said, there was a lot of wonderful things and a lot of challenges. Look, I could sit here for hours and I could talk about all of the soccer fields that we got to redo from your generosity. I could talk about the Operation Christmas Child boxes we were able to hand out because of Hope for the World. I can talk about being able to minister to Afghan refugees and to orphans and to widows and all these wonderful things, and they truly were wonderful and amazing, but there also was a lot of challenges. For instance, it's easy to baptize kids and to lead Bible studies with kids, but it's really difficult to mentor kids and tell them about a loving father when they've been molested by the only men they knew as a father their whole life. It's really easy to tell kids about the love of the father and to go play games with them. It's really difficult to tell them about the love of the father when their dad died as a child and their mother loves them, but they don't have the financial capabilities to keep them. It's difficult to tell people about the love of the father when They never knew their dad, and their mother tried to drown them in a river because of the resentment from their biological father. Things like that are difficult, but they're necessary. And kids in Albania, and not even just kids, refugees in Albania, widows in Albania, the whole country of Albania gets to hear about the love of their Heavenly Father because of your generosity and what you guys do stateside. So first and foremost, on behalf of Hope for the World, I just want to say thank you. And second of all, as you're giving this year, as you're thinking about where you can put your money to make a heavenly impact, I promise you Hope for the World is most certainly that place. I've been able to see it firsthand. I've been able to live it with my wife for 6 months. And I can genuinely tell you that this ministry is doing something amazing and impacting an entire generation and an entire country. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night.
In 1992, in the capital city of Albania, over 450 children were living in just one orphanage. Now, only 244 children live across all 8 orphanages we work in throughout the country. Over 30 years, Hope for the World has accomplished many great works, from humble beginnings of providing heat during cold winter months, all the way to purchasing a facility where we now house teenagers leaving the orphanage who otherwise would be on the streets to fend for themselves. The list goes on of what we have been able to accomplish through the years to impact the country of Albania. But where do we go from here? In 2023, we are going to be laying the groundwork of what it looks like to replicate our Hope Center for Teens in other cities in Albania, starting with an existing government-ran teen center in the city of Shkodër. We are also going to start investing in transitional housing for orphan teens who graduate and are moving into adulthood, providing them somewhere to live as they enter into full-time jobs and give them the financial support a normal parental figure would in that season of a child's life. Overall, our mission in the future remains the same: to rescue people from a poverty mentality, to reveal purpose by sharing the gospel and discipling people in their relationships with the Lord, and to restore hope that they have the power to break generational curses of poverty, broken families, and the oppression they've experienced through the power of the Holy Spirit. We are Hope for the World. Join us.
Hey, my name's Dan Woodcock, and I pastor Cornerstone Church in Alabama. And I just want to say we've been partnering with Hope for the World for these past 7 years. And when I think about an organization that's going to take the dollars that we give them and use it for just kingdom impact, I think of Hope for the World. I love Buddy and Carrie. I love their ministry. I love what they're doing in the country of Albania. And I'm so thankful that our church partners with them. And I want to challenge you as you think about the end of year generosity for yourself or even for your church. I want you to think about Hope for the World. If you're going to invest in a ministry that you know is going to do the work, do God's work, as you see what they're doing in the country of Albania, it's truly amazing. You're going to see a link right here below. And I want you to give to a ministry that's going to take your dollars farther. To see what they can do this next year is going to be powerful. I love Buddy and Carrie and their ministry. And maybe you're just saying, you can't support at this time, but maybe you could buy a t-shirt and represent Hope for the World. Be a walking billboard. You'll actually see a link to buy some merchandise as well. And in doing that, you're also supporting orphanages in Albania. Hey, I pray that as you just think about what it looks like for you this year, that you'll consider giving to Hope for the World.